Alright, so today we've got another pretty laid back video. There isn't anything too serious to talk about today. As we all know, last Thursday, Season 15 or Year 4 Season 3 released for everyone to get their hands on. And with it, we got a few things. The team identification update, another battle pass, a nice new map, a few fixes to a couple of maps including Sentinel, the start of a new event, and a few other things. And today I just want to take a little bit of time to talk about these things and how I feel about them after playing for a little while. Now, as always, if you do watch this channel on a somewhat regular basis, I'd really appreciate it if you sub to the channel, as it really helps me out. And before we begin, today's video is actually sponsored. This time around, our friends over at Project Orochi decided to partner up with us again, and as always, they brought some cool new stuff with them. Project Orochi has a bunch of really nice Japanese-inspired streetwear. They are now currently in their 5th season, and it just so happens that a bunch of the designs that they make are inspired by games that I really like. And this season, there are a few more For Honor inspired designs that are available. We often talk about the White Rose Warden whenever we're discussing Warden fashion on the channel or during streams, and now there's basically a shirt made for them. There's also a new design for us Valk mains out there that I plan on picking up. There's a lot to choose from, including designs inspired by my favorite game of the year, Ghost of Tsushima. They offer worldwide shipping and free shipping in North America, and they're hooking us up with 10% off by using the code INCREDIBILIS. So be sure to click on the link in the description to check them out, and while you're down there, there's another link that leads to their Instagram, so be sure to follow them there as well. Again, thank you to Project Orochi for sponsoring this video, and now, let's get right into it. Alright, so I said that I would let you guys know when the patch notes released and what was in them, as when they did the seasonal reveal and went through the section called balancing and improvements, they talked about a bunch of improvements but no balancing. So I figured that if we were going to see anything at all in terms of fight changes, we'd see them in the patch notes. But honestly, there isn't much in this batch of patch notes, unless you count map changes as balancing. Recently, whenever there's been a seasonal update, we had patch notes that contained a bunch of balancing changes, adjustments to this or that, but this time things are pretty bare. That's not to say there isn't anything here. There are a few nice bug fixes, including Yubi finally getting around to fixing Shigoki's counter guard break window, but if you're expecting a list of, numbers and whatnot, it's not here. Now, of course, this was something that a lot of people noticed immediately. It was the first thing I noticed, in fact. And on Reddit, one of the community managers, UB Insulin, said, "Hey folks, I've been reading through the thread and all your comments on potential balance changes. The damage overhaul came out 3 weeks ago on August 27th. The changes in that update were significant and impacted all heroes. We expect noticeable movement in terms of things like hero win rate. We need to get a handle on what the changes accomplished in the live game so we can make decisions with full information." And honestly, this was one of the first things I said while we were doing our seasonal reveal stream, or seasonal release stream. I sort of figured the reason they didn't show off anything during their first live stream and had nothing fight-wise other than bug fixes to deliver with the season release was because we just got the core combat update. It's still relatively fresh, even though it doesn't feel like it. I'm sure that when the next patch rolls around or the mid-season patch comes up, that we'll see changes then, and I'm hoping that with it comes some sort of explanation as to why Aramusha had his heavy slowed down. I was hoping we'd see something in this patch, as I've been playing him, trying to get the new armor set for him, and I mean, he feels so slow when he's throwing his side heavies now. And if Yubi isn't going to compensate him in some way for that, I'd at least like to have, a short little statement about why. I think not having a statement available to changes like this is worse than having one that really doesn't make sense, Even if the statement said something like, "We did this because of player feedback" or something like that, I'd prefer that over no statement at all. Anyways, in terms of things that we actually did receive, I like most of what we got. I mean, it's basically all quality of life stuff anyways. Being able to select any color I want is a good thing to me, and now I don't have to worry about if a certain pattern or material color doesn't work with defenders or attacking. The way we identify teammates and enemies don't really bother me either. At first I thought I wouldn't really like the blue outline surrounding my teammates and that I would turn it off immediately, but honestly I really don't even notice the outlines when I'm playing the game. I notice them when a teammate is behind a wall or if they're really far away, but it really doesn't bother me and I've kept it on. However, the colored health bars are something I don't really like. I think that there should be a separate option that we can use to toggle them on and off. I thought I wouldn't notice the health bars and would really notice the outlines, but it's the opposite. It's not that big of a deal, but I like the white health bars a lot more. They were faster to read, and orange is already pretty close to yellow and red for shields and bleeds, so I'd like an option to just revert back to the white health bars, as I don't really have an issue identifying teammates in the first place. But other than that, the Team ID update was something people have wanted for a while in terms of eliminating team colors, and after almost 4 years, UB finally did it. The updates to the maps are all pretty solid. I like what they did to Gauntlet Point C. When they were talking about it on the stream, I thought they were going to do something with the pit in the middle, but they opened up the attacker side entrance and brought the zone out into the hallway, which gives us a bit more room to fight away from the pit and stops people from, body blocking from spawn, which is a nice change. Now they've just got to open up the doors on the opposite side a bit and I'll be pretty happy. The Temple Garden changes are pretty solid too, and Sentinel plays a bit differently. It's still Sentinel and I will still avoid it because of the ballistas, but the last time I talked about Sentinel on this channel, it turns out that there are plenty of people that like the map because of the ballistas, so I guess they are a source of enjoyment for some. I do like the changes they made to the map though. The new map Belvedere is as beautiful in action as it was in the trailer. I really don't have much to say about it. I do hope that the next map we get is a Dominion map though. It's been quite a while since we've gotten a new one. I believe the last one we got was Harbor, and that was a pretty long time ago. I also hope it's a Wulin map, as those just look so good, both Ching Pass and Belvedere. And then the last big thing of the update was the event. So the event is going to be split into 3 parts, and we're obviously currently in the first week. And this mode is alright, I like it. It's not too tough. I was hoping it was going to be a little more difficult, but it is a nice way to get away from good old PvP and just grind stuff out for heroes and XP if you don't mind earning it a little slower. It's a bit different than I thought it would be, but for what it is, I have a good time with it. As with any PvE event though, I can't play it too much before I head back into PvP. I know I won't play next week's that much, but I am looking forward to week 3 because I want to see what it's like fighting Yato. They were hiding it for a reason. Is it going to be like fighting another commander or the Guardian in Breach, or do they have something special involved, seeing that he's covered in the Draconite and we need to use this big weapon that Elman forged for us? We'll just have to see. And that was pretty much it in this update, at least the stuff that has been found. I'm sure that as time goes on there will be some things that are discovered, but as for like new content that was highlighted, this season is pretty light. I see some people calling this the fashion update, but I wouldn't really call it that. I'm not really sure what to call this update. To me it's just the point in between Warmonger and whatever hero they're going to be releasing next. I guess for now we're just waiting for the mid-season patch to see what's going on with that. Also, the Dominion series that UB is doing should be starting sometime around then as well, so if you're interested in that, that's something to look forward to. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. As always, I do want to know what you guys think, so be sure to talk to me down in the comments about anything we talked about in this video. And as always, if you liked the video, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.